what's up everybody? My name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy and WeBuyAndHelp.com. Now today, it's a special episode because I'm talking to you about the upcoming crash of the real estate market as well as the recession that this country is going to be in. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that this brings you some value.
It's all informational purposes only. Banks are tightening their credit belt because they're offering these low refinances right now. So that means to me anyway that they're hedging their bets. They've got people that have mortgages. So we're going to refinance you. And we're going to start your mortgage over for another 30 years because you pay and you have good credit. So this to me means they're not going to be extending credit to people much longer.
What do you mean? You talking about they want to keep them in debt for longer?
Yes. Yeah. They want to keep these people. They refinance. You already have a mortgage. So you're refinancing it and you're starting your mortgage over 30 years. So they're offering these super low rates to refinance right now. To me, it just with all the other circumstances and all the other data, they're offering these low rates because they're going to start tightening their credit belts and they're not going to be giving new mortgages. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Banks are saying, wait a minute. I don't feel comfortable lending into this environment. That's what that mortgage availability index is saying.
Okay, so we're also seeing, guys, evictions. Now, a lot of people aren't talking about this, but a lot of people are. If you're on my channel, you know I'm talking about this. We're expecting an eviction wave. Why? Over 10 million people are backed up on paying their rent payments, on paying their utilities, on paying their average expenses that they need to pay to be able to survive. You're talking about landlords who are mom and pops, because that's the majority of America is mom and pop landlords, not big companies. Landlords that own 5, 10, 15 houses, small people, small families, just trying to grow, just trying to make some rental income here and there. They can't survive not collecting rent for over a year.
It'd be impossible to find. As of December 1st, 2020, a single family home was on the market for 30 days. That means it's coming on the market for in a matter of hours, maybe 1 or 2 days. It's going under contract, guys. So it's pretty much, these are all ramifications right now of the pandemic, right? There's record unemployment, job loss, restricted movement. Things are opening back up, which means that the foreclosures are going to be opening back up. Okay. Now, all the indicators are there of the 2008 recession and the crash. All right. Now, what's happening is banks are tightening their credit belts. All right. And I'm going to tell you how. When you get a mortgage, the lender that you got it from, they turn around and they sell that mortgage on the secondary market. Okay. And what that means is they just sell it to another lender. Right. So a couple years after you get your mortgage and you call your mortgage lender and they're like, yeah, we don't have your mortgage anymore. That's what they did. They sold it. OK. And then they keep selling it and they keep selling it, guys. So the FHA, they cut back on how many mortgages they buy on the secondary market because they're the biggest buyer of mortgages on the secondary market. Once they cut back, that stopped 50% of the mortgages bought on the secondary market, which what happened then was banks stopped doing FHA mortgages. So now it's just conventional mortgages, and those are harder to qualify for, guys. Okay. But I say, in my opinion, my projection, banks are going to tighten their credit belts because they're doing these low refinances right now, lowest ever rates for refinancing, which means that you can only refinance if you already have a mortgage and you've been paying that mortgage. You're servicing that debt. You pay your mortgage each month. So they're going to give you this low refinance, but then they're locking you back in. They're locking you back in for another 30 years, right? Because they want to lock in the people that are paying good, and they're going to lock out the people that aren't, guys. Okay.
Let's get into it. We talked about Wells Fargo canceling credit lines overnight. Well, since this time, I did that story and it's been hit the news. One thing that's happened is a lot of people have reached out and said that their bank has done the same thing. So first things first, American Express. American Express is starting to individually close individual accounts. individual credit lines. I've had people write to me and tell me that they've had an American Express account for 15 years, used it intermittently, good customer, high credit scores, paid their bills, and poof, overnight, the credit line is done. So there's that. Next one, Bank of America.
What's up, everybody? Guys, thanks for joining me on this Saturday evening. Now, I'm talking to you today about a few things. The crash of the real estate market, the upcoming crash, as well as the recession that this country is going to be in. Now, the thing about this is there are a bunch of influencers and talking heads and pundits that have come out and said that these things are going to happen, that these things are inevitable, and they're talking about why. Well, these things are already in motion. So how are you an expert is my question when these things are already in motion and they are already happening? So it's kind of redundant, if you ask me, right? A real professional and someone that knows their craft, I suppose, would have been talking about these things months ago to warn the people, and that's what this is about, because you're gonna see a few clips of me in April on my mentor's YouTube channel talking about this very thing, predicting this very thing. Okay, then there is going to be another clip from my YouTube channel of when I talked about this a month ago. Okay, and that was on my foreclosure wave episode. Now that is what this episode is about as well, guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about that because in 2008, when the real estate market crashed, a lot of people lost a lot, man. Some people lost everything, and that was because a lot of people were over leveraged. They were in debt. They were in debt, and they were enjoying the good times and weren't prepared for the bad times. Okay, and now one thing is this too. They were pretty much employees of the bank with their investments. All right, because when you take out debt from a bank to buy a property, you now work for that bank because you're paying that debt back, and whatever you took out to buy that item is collateral for that debt. So you will have been paying that debt, which you pay interest first. Okay, you pay your interest first, and then you own that particular item. All right, but so the whole time you're an employee for the bank. Now the worst part about this is this, guys. I don't want you guys to be fooled with equity. All right, because there are people out here talking about this, saying how home prices have went up. Home prices are as high as they've ever been. The middle America now is worth more than they have ever been worth. Their net worth, because of the equity in their homes. Well, guys, that is a trick. That's a ploy to trick you. Okay, because equity, while it can be useful, in order to liquidate that equity, you either have to sell your item. You have to sell that asset. All right, so you no longer have this income producing asset. All right, or you have to borrow against that equity. So you have to create debt. Therefore, you become an employee of the bank all over again because you wanted to take out equity in your asset. Now, this is the thing. When we teach you how to become the bank, the GoGetter family, our strategy of real estate investing, we become the bank. Okay, so we have passive income off of our assets, off of our investment properties. That is how you grow wealth. That is how you create generational wealth. And that is how you gain financial freedom. And then in the end, true freedom, right? Because of passive income, your money making money for you. So I don't have to borrow against the equity in any of my properties because they are producing income for me every single month. Every single month. And then when I sell those assets again, when I sell them on an option to buy, I get a big chunk of money, and then that passive income, that monthly passive income, it continues to generate, okay, until that person exercises that option to buy. Now, most times, that option, it does not get exercised, okay? So you're gonna end up selling that asset 4, 5, and 6 times, all right, until you eventually pay it off. Then you own that asset. Now, the monthly passive income that was once $250, $300 a month, that has skyrocketed by probably almost 300%. You're getting $1,000 a month. Whatever rent you're charging, lease payment you're charging per month, minus your taxes and insurance. That's the only thing you've got to pay out of that. Think about that, guys. Okay, so I don't want you to be tricked by this. Americans, the middle class now have more assets than they've had in this amount of years, and that yada yada yada, and in history or whatever. No, because it is a trick. That equity, in order to cash in on that equity, you must go into debt. You must go into debt or sell that asset, guys. So this is why becoming the bank is so important, okay? When we become the bank, we create debt. We are the bank. We make the rules and the regulations, all right? And this way, it's for the hardworking, everyday people to get ahead and to start at the same starting line as everyone else, all right? So on this video, you're gonna see a few gentlemen that are talking about what's going on now and the reaction that they're getting to this, okay? And the thing about that is, these people, you know, they're professionals. I respect what they do. I respect their craft. I just wish they had such a big following that they would have came out and said that earlier and let us know about this earlier instead of towing the line, all right? One thing about the Go-Getter family and me, I don't toe the line. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna give it to the people, man. This is for the everyday hardworking people, all right? Go-getters. And then there's a shield there for a reason. We're protected, guys. We are protected. So I want you guys to be ready for the foreclosure flood that is upon us, all right? You need to cash in on this gold rush that's going to happen. America is going to be for sale, guys. It is going to be for sale. And if you don't cash in, the big corporations and the companies that the government bails out with billions of dollars, they will cash in once again. This is your opportunity, okay? So I want you to go. You can go to GoGetterFamily.com and you can get signed up for a consultation. Look at our document packets, look at our training packets. I have a subject to 360 packet on there. That is a packet where you can buy an investment property by simply taking over the mortgage. We don't fill out credit applications, no W-2s, no debt to income ratios, none of that. We become the bank, all right? That has all your necessary contracts. Then it has a video tutorial for each contract explaining each clause. It also has a video in there negotiating on how we negotiate with sellers to have them let us take over the mortgage, the existing mortgage on their home, while the deed to the house is in our name and the mortgage debt, it stays in the seller's name. So we don't personally guarantee debt. So this foreclosure flood that's going to happen, we're not going to be at risk, all right? We're not, but we take care of our assets, so we're not going to put our sellers at any risk either, okay? Because we will always get rent for these places. We will get our lease payments for these places, and then when we get our lease payments, we pay the mortgage payment, guys, and then we clear the passive income off of that every month, guys. This is the winning formula, okay? You will either, if you are a veteran real estate investor and you have not used this strategy, I will teach you how to increase your number of investment properties by 3 times. Okay, and if you haven't gotten a property yet, I will get you your first property if you follow these systems within 90 days. Best part about it is you're not acquiring any new debt and you're not using a bunch of money out of your own pocket, all right? Now, the thing is, guys, there are 11 million people that are behind on their mortgage or rent in this country right now. Yes, there are statistics out there that say the foreclosure rate is the lowest that it's ever been in history, and that is true. But it is being misconstrued. It's being misconstrued because yes, the foreclosure rate is low, but there was a moratorium on foreclosures. So they could not, on an FHA loan, they could not start a foreclosure action because of the moratorium. So yes, they're low, but there are more people behind on their mortgages than ever before in history. So once that moratorium ends, it was June 30th, like I said in one of the clips you'll see, but it has gotten extended. Now it is the end of August, okay? So once that moratorium ends, there's gonna be a flood. And you've got to be ready. If you're ready, you can capitalize on this. Now, the best part about good everyday people capitalizing on this is we are good everyday hardworking people. So we are going to help our fellow man instead of exploit them. So when we cash in on this, we're going to help our people find housing, get housing. We are going to provide affordable home ownership to our own community, guys. This is why this is so important. Okay, so I want you to take a look at that, take advantage of these things, and also, get control over the destiny of your own life. Why not? The time is now. There's never been a time in history where it's been easier to get financial freedom than right now, this very moment. So there are no more excuses. The knowledge is there, all right? The knowledge is there, and the Go-Getter family, we provide that for you, okay? You can get into our monthly subscription. It's only $29.99 a month if you can't afford a document packet. It's $29.99 a month, and that's like having a mentor. You get questions answered, you get access to exclusive tutorial videos and documents. So it's all there for you. It's there for you if you want to get the mentoring program, you know, which is a little more expensive, or you can't afford that. So you pay the $29.99 a month and you get to work. You get your nose in the ground and get to work. I want my people to succeed, all right? So, guys. All right, guys, I hope that what I just said in that previous clip brought you guys some real value, okay? Because what it's about is Middle America getting back some of what's really ours, some of what we work for, okay? And we've got to make sure that we're making informed decisions, all right? So this is the real information that I just gave you. This is the real information, and I have been talking about this for months, all right? For months, guys. So please don't get caught up in the hype, all right? Make informed decisions. So hopefully I brought you some value. And that's the mission of this channel, to get you guys actionable knowledge that will help you get financial freedom that you deserve, you know? My mom and dad deserve financial freedom. They worked hard all of their lives. And I don't say that I grew up poor because of my mom and dad. I say that I am on my way to financial freedom because of my mom and dad. The principles that they instilled in me by being these types of people. So guys, don't forget, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I've got a lot of good information on this channel for you, okay? Go ahead and comment if there's anything you'd like me to talk about in the future or if you have any questions. Till next time, let's get to it, y'all.
Whip it like it's cream, live your dreams, the go-getter team. Now we on the scene, know what I mean? Shining like